All right. Good morning, power hitters. My name is Jarrett McAllister, your mentor and co-host, alongside my main man, Jonathan Brunasso. Today is Tuesday. Just like every Tuesday, we do these trainings for our power hitters team. And it is also the last day of the month. So we're going to kick this off, get straight to the point. My man, John, how are you?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jarrett. Good afternoon to you East Coast Floridians out there. I'm doing great. I'm excited. Last day of the month. We got a contest. We got a CEO call tomorrow. Power's having their strongest month ever in sales. I mean, we're kicking ass. So
seriously.
What do we got? Some success stories?
Yeah, let's jump right into it. I believe Brian has a success story he'd like to share with everybody. Brian, go for it, man.
Good morning, power hitters. My name is Brian DeLeon. I'm happy to be here with y'all. And I wanted just to share my success story as far as ending the contest tomorrow. As far as the top leaders between the 1 to 50. I'm proud to say I am the top 50. I'm not on the top 20, but I am in the top 50, which I am really proud of. I never thought I was going to be my name would actually be on that billboard or on that board of these top 20. So that's something that it's very made me proud and just pushes me to go even harder on the numbers every month. So that's pretty motivational to me because a lot of people don't really see that. And as far as, not putting in the work and not putting in the drive that you need to be doing, especially applying in this kind of business that we are in solar, that's really something that I work hard for. So I just wanted to mention that Powur has gave me the opportunity to be on top, and that's what I'm trying to do every day. Trying to be the next Brunasso. So thank you for letting me.
Awesome, Brian.
I'm very proud. Thank you.
Dude, congratulations. Quick question. Are you door knocking, running Facebook leads, or what's the secret real quick?
Well, I've been doing mostly door knocking. I've been door knocking since the past 4 years now. So I'm transitioning over to online. I'm trying to get better at it, trying to get it better at recruiting. But the majority of my deals are coming from just straight door knockings or referrals. So I am applying more, about 40% of my business is transitioning to online. So hopefully the performance or the KPI or my numbers will go up by applying that as well.
Awesome. Next stop sounds like mentor for you. Where do you live, Brian?
I am in, I used to live in Orlando and I just moved to Houston, Texas about a month ago. And I am a mentor here in Powur as well. So I've been with Powur for about a year and a half now. So a lot of good stuff happening.
Thanks for sharing, brother. Happy to have you on today and supporting our Texas mentor team. That's great.
Happy to be here.
Anyone else would like to give a quick share on a success story they've had? Don't be shy.
Anyone?
I know David and Cynthia are too busy selling deals.
Okay, I'll say something. I'll just say great job to everyone. And I couldn't catch up to Chris Brunasso, but I'm glad I at least beat Jonathan.
Oh, someone mute her. She just got muted.
No, I like that.
Wow. Thanks, Cynthia. We love you. Your amazing story, crushing it out there. Top 10. Yes, you beat me. Fine. I'm probably selling like 4 deals today, though. All right. Do we have one more quick one? She could unmute herself. I mean, I was just teasing.
Hi. I got my first sale yesterday.
Woo! Who is that?
Yeah,
Portia.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
I also got my HIS card.
Wow.
Only took 2 weeks.
That is very cool. Portia, right?
Yes.
Congrats. Very
Thanks.
cool. Where do you live in California?
Los Feliz.
Los Feliz. Well, congrats on your sale. That'd be very exciting. Share that installation. How'd you get that lead, Portia?
A friend of mine.
Okay.
And I have 4 more on the horizon.
Okay, so she's your ambassador, huh?
Yes, and her husband works at Home Depot,
Okay,
so they're gonna give me lots of referrals.
very good. Well, congrats, first of many, like always. And
Thanks,
yeah, that's huge. We love it.
thanks.
All right, Jarrett, one of our favorite mentors here who lives in Idaho, super familiar with PG&E. Thank you, as always, my man.
Of course, brother. My pleasure.
All right, so we'll, again, try to keep this brief for y'all. Today's training is pretty important to me. I think this is a really cool product. I think this is going to be very important moving forward. And you're going to see why. This is something that we can make additional revenue on, commission on, we can save deals on. Once you see how it works and you start to understand it, I think you'll see kind of the vision that I'm seeing. And the homeowners are going to benefit, the environment's going to benefit. It's going to help us close more sales here and earn more margin and commission. So Power Hitters, this team is kind of being introduced to Power first. It's still in a pilot phase. So we got to get a few more deals in the system before it really gets spread to all of Power. So we have some of the first opportunity to go ahead and include this in some of our deals and help sell more deals. So someone that I got introduced to probably a few months ago, Glenn Massamillo here. He has a long track record in the renewable solar space. But Glenn, are you there?
I am.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. The stage is yours. Let's do it.
All right. Hey, thanks, Jonathan, for having me on your call this morning. Just to give you guys a brief history, I actually come from the solar side of the business. I've been at it since, I guess, 2011, at various positions within the industry. I started out at the kitchen table. So I know what that looks and feels like. At one point, I was the East Coast Partner Development Officer for Sunrun. And so I've always, for quite a while, had my hand in the industry. And late, I guess about 16, 18 months ago, I discovered or came upon RoofMaxx, if you will, and thought that there would be a great synergy between it and residential solar. From the standpoint of, through my selling history, I have more than once sold the deal on a Friday night, signed a customer up, theoretically spent my commission, only to find out that when the site survey was completed, that the roof failed. And this was way back in the days where most of the deals were third-party ownership, Sunrun contracts. This is well prior to solar loans. So really the deal was lost at that point. There was no way to incorporate a roof replacement into Sunrun solar loan. So when I came upon this, I did some due diligence on it, spoke with the founders and creators of the product, and found that they had a long history within the roofing industry. They were part of the original GAF Master Elite program. They helped design it. And it's two brothers from Ohio. The CEO is a gentleman named Mike Fiesel. And they figured out over time, they had a long 25-year history owning one of the largest roofing contracting businesses in Ohio, and found that over time, the roofing industry had sort of devolved. It was one where, roofers would come out and make small repairs, and it was really a service business. And over time, it sort of devolved into one where all roofers really wanted to do was come out, rip off and replace. And obviously there's some financial impacts to that, as well as environmental impacts. The reality is, and the statistics are, that 80 to 90% of roofs that are currently being replaced don't really need to be. So these guys partnered up with the Ohio State Soybean Council and Ohio State University and created this RoofMaxx treatment. And basically what it is, it's an all natural product that gets applied to your roof. Very similar to when you're soaping up your car with the wand at the car wash, and the material penetrates into the roof shingle and replaces the asphalt that has been burned off over the years. What then happens is the roof becomes as flexible as a brand new shingle. The flexibility of a roof shingle is what makes it continue to be waterproof and effective. Over over cycles each day, the roof shingle heats up, expands and contracts, and that expansion and contraction creates friction and can cause granule loss. And over time, that creates roof failure. So what I'm going to have Jonathan do is play a little video on the product, and then we'll give you some more sort of dialogue on it, and we'll give you some great background.
We'll do the documentary one first.
Documentary first.
Can you see the YouTube here?
No, we see your Powur back office, or Chris's Powur back office.
I always do that. Let me share the right screen. Share sound. Okay, now?
Yep.
Very good. So this is a few minutes, guys. Very informative video here on everything that we're going to cover.
Over the next few decades, biotechnology and bioscience will help create unprecedented transformations in our society. This is particularly exciting news for the U.S. roofing industry. According to recent statistics, this niche of manufacturing produces more than 12.5 billion square feet of shingles each year. At the same time, it generates about 11 million tons of waste from replacing roofs that have passed their usefulness. Roofing also constitutes 10% of the total construction waste streaming into landfills. When installed, roof shingles have essential oil in the asphalt that allow for daily expansion and contraction. And as they age, the oil begins to dry out, causing the asphalt to become brittle and crack.
A passing thunderstorm will take a roof from 140 degrees, drop it down to 70 degrees, the rain passes, and then right back up to 140 degrees. So that movement is critical for the performance of a roof. So obviously if we can keep a roof on the roof longer, extend its life, then we're going to reduce that waste, as well as the natural resources it takes to manufacture new shingles.
Until now, there had never been an application that helps maintain a roof in the same way you seal a deck or driveway. Through a revolutionary soy-based shingle rejuvenator, RoofMaxx has created the world's first sustainable roofing solution, one that extends roof life and reduces its carbon and environmental footprint. Using soy fusion technology, these roof shingles allow millions of microbeads of soy methyl esters, or soy oil, to penetrate the top protective gravel coating deep into the shingle's essential layer of waterproofing asphalt. RoofMaxx's rejuvenating oil quickly restores flexibility and waterproofing of the asphalt, extending roof life and ensuring maximum property protection.
RoofMaxx's soy fusion technology allows us to reintroduce all natural bio oils in place of the dried out petrochemical oil, so the roof can have daily contraction and expansion.
Soy methyl ester has unique chemical property, and what it does is it anchors to the roofing materials very well, and then the hydrocarbon backbone helps to flexibilize the roofing material.
RoofMaxx makes it easy and affordable to protect your family and home. This treatment can extend roof life up to 5 years, quickly, safely, and affordably. Bio-based and renewable, it also reduces waste streams at landfills and the raw materials used during manufacturing. And because it's an all-natural food-grade product, RoofMaxx is 100% safe for people, pets, property, and the environment.
RoofMaxx not only provides a green solution to a petroleum-based challenge of losing petroleum oils from a shingle, but also can be as low as 20% of the cost of replacing an old roof.
Through close collaboration with its strategic partners in biotech discovery, research, academia, and commercial development, RoofMaxx has become a powerful fusion of science and nature.
The High Soybean Council looks at the functional attributes of soy and how it can add value to companies like RoofMaxx, and then helps fund those companies to incentivize them to do the research, to develop new products and put them on their shelf. We're looking to replace petroleum. Soy is a much more sustainable product. And so when you're replacing a product that's been around for 30, 40 years or longer, it's not always a drop-in replacement. So we do have to do some education around that.
We are helping RoofMaxx in two different ways. First, we are trying to help them establish their production facility in Ohio by providing some of the technical guidances. We are helping them evaluate the environmental footprint as well as cost for the commercial production of the RoofMaxx.
Green chemistry fundamentals created novel catalyst processes that help to derive the soy methyl ester from soybean oil a more sustainable way. And green chemistry also helped to develop the soy methyl ester emulsion-based technology with the funding from Ohio Soybean Council.
RoofMaxx Technologies is working on a Generation 2 product that not only increases the flexibility or the life of a shingle, it also will clean the shingle, remove all of the algae stains. There's always new and better technologies. There's better ways of doing things. Our industry's really not changed in many years. Today, with all the environmental concerns, it only makes sense to look at renewable resources to extend the life of anything.
By minimizing waste of both natural and financial resources, today's green technologies are leading the way to a more sustainable future. Learn more today about the world's first sustainable roofing solution from RoofMaxx Technologies. More life, less money, guaranteed. Call 800-700.
All right.
Yeah, so while the video says it extends it up to 5 years, it's basically each time the roof is treated, it receives another 5-year warranty. So we could potentially take a 15 to 20-year-old roof out another 10 to 15, perhaps even 20 years, based upon when in its life we catch it. So again, as I looked at this, and just to fill you guys in, I do have a history with Powur as well. I met Jonathan years ago when I was at Sunrun, and ended up recruiting some guy who's relatively successful at it, Charles Thompson. So that will, yes, I sponsored Charles. Yes. But I've got other business interests, obviously, and so that's how this RoofMaxx situation came to be. But when I looked at the product, I found 4 ways that I think it can benefit the solar industry. One is the aspect of saving a potentially lost deal. Ohio State University did a study on the product independent of RoofMaxx and found that when they treated a 17-year-old 3-tab shingle that was dry, brittle, and unsuitable for solar, that once that shingle was treated with RoofMaxx, it became as flexible as a brand new shingle out of the box. So from the aspect of, you sell the deal, site survey gets completed, and it comes back with a roof issue, as opposed to having to add a $4 to $6 per square foot new roof, you have the opportunity to offer a much more economic situation or solution to the homeowner, because we retail this at about $1.50 a square foot. And we can treat it, as I said, an additional potentially 3 to 4 times. And, the anecdotal story that I tell homeowners is, look, many of you have, I can get you a copy of the OSU paper, yes. Once, for those homeowners that have asphalt driveways, one of the common maintenance regimens is to periodically put additional asphalt on it. Well, why do you do that? Well, to keep your driveway from failing. This is essentially the same idea. So first way I thought was, hey, this will potentially save deals, so we don't have to roll in a re-roof into the loan and potentially throw the solar economics way off. Second, it creates an opportunity to avoid the customer objection of, hey, Jonathan, everything you tell me about solar sounds great, but my roof's kind of old. I really don't want to put out the money now. Come back and see me in 5 years. Well, this is a solution to that we can build into the deal with margin. Second, or third rather, is it provides an opportunity to have an ongoing revenue stream from your past solar customers. Right now, most EPCs or solar companies, they sell a customer once, and they really don't have a reason to revisit that customer to remonetize them. This is an opportunity to go back to your existing customers and say, hey, you know what? I helped you out with solar years ago. I want to continue to help you with solar and hopefully help you avoid the need to remove your system for a re-roof. Why don't we start a roof regimen treatment? Real story, as I was doing my due diligence, one of my past Sunrun customers reached out to me, said, Glenn, I'm completely happy with the solar. Everything's been working as you said. But you know, my neighbors, we were all built around the same time. They're starting to get new roofs. So I thought I may need one. But I called Sunrun, and Sunrun wanted $6,000 to remove and reset my system, in addition to a $13,000 re-roof here in New Jersey. Well, we were able to look at his roof, find that it was absolutely treatable with RoofMaxx, and we got him out of that situation for a total of about $2,300.
Nice.
He was very happy. Lastly, as you know, so many systems are out in the marketplace that are owned by third parties, Sonova leases, Sunrun, Clean Power Finance. As those systems age, you know, the systems that I sold back in 2011 on 10, 12, 13-year-old roofs are now potentially aging out. I think over time, there's going to be a growing social media negativity storm of homeowners realizing that, hey, you know, Sunrun owns a system on my roof. I need a new roof. Certainly the sales rep never told me back then it was going to be $6,000. And that's going to create an ongoing negativity in the industry that we can avoid, because now these companies that own the solar assets can offer this solution as a way out. Importantly, if a roof has solar on it already, we don't have to remove the panels. Jonathan, we can look at the video that's been created specifically for that purpose.
Perfect. One more short video for that.
If you have solar panels, the last thing you want to do is pay thousands of dollars to have them detached and reset due to a failing asphalt roof. Not to mention the average $11,000 it costs to have your roof ripped off and replaced, as the old one goes into a landfill where it never biodegrades. Unfortunately, it happens every day. Fortunately, there's RoofMaxx, a 100% natural, earth-friendly way to extend the life of your roof at a fraction of the cost of a new one. This plant-based oil soaks into the asphalt layer of your shingles, reversing the aging process and making your old, brittle roof a lot more like new. RoofMaxx adds 5 years of life with just one application and 15 years with applications every 5 years. It's also good for the planet. In fact, applying RoofMaxx to just one house saves 3.8 tons of waste from landfills, 80 kilograms of CO2 emissions, and 1,420 kilograms of CO2 emissions from shingle manufacturing. The whole process takes usually a couple of hours, with no disruption to your daily life, and your solar panels stay right where they are. Save your roof, your money, and your solar panels with RoofMaxx. Available in over 600 cities across the nation. Visit roofmaxx.com or call 1-855-RoofMaxx to find the RoofMaxx dealer closest to you.
So that video was created specifically for solar professionals that have an existing roster of past clients, because this gives you an opportunity to reach out to them with something of value. And of course, oh, by the way, who else do you know that might need solar? A little bit more on the background of the company. It started 6 years ago. About 2 years ago, one of the Shark Tank investors placed a major investment into the company. That's Kevin Harrington, the infomercial guy. He believed in the company so much, not only did he invest in it, but he also bought 20 territories down in the Tampa area for his son to run. So those of you that are in Florida and sell RoofMaxx, it's actually Kevin Harrington's team that will come out and spray the roof for your customer. What can we do as far as open up for additional questions?
Yeah.
Do we want to go through the chat box, Jonathan, or?
We have some questions, and then I just have like 2 or 3 slides that might help answer those questions too, real fast.
Sure.
And then
Yep.
we get to the chat. So I think you guys are starting to see why I think this is such a value add. And the more tools and resources we have to sell and help homeowners and residual income and team earnings and overrides and go back to our customers. I mean, that's the future of Powur, right? So I think this aligns really well. But not every single roof potentially could qualify. If Glenn said there's 60 to 70% granules or more that are gone, like this one.
No. As long as there are 60 to 70% left on the roof,
Oh, got
we
it.
can treat it and issue a warranty.
So if there's only 30% granules left, it may not qualify. Yeah. So basically this roof here is really crappy and likely would not be a good candidate for RoofMaxx. Now, this is a roof that I went to the other day and the customer was concerned. She said, I really want to check if my roof needs replacing or not. And it's got a lot of life left, but as you can see, it's a little shiny sheen, little fiberglass exposed, couple granules missing, but this is a perfect candidate to go ahead and offer RoofMaxx and extend the life multiple times, even after we put the solar on, right? So I'm starting to incorporate this into my homeowner presentations. Another deal here on the right is a roof that our site surveyors said is only have 6 to 10 years left. Homeowner wanted some options. I gave them a roof quote from Powur and a RoofMaxx quote. I offered cash discount or finance that I'll show you right now. And they asked if RoofMaxx can be done later after the solar was put on. I tried to get it done up front. You know, you could even bake it into the deal, but I did let them know that it could be done later. So they went ahead and with the solar installation, and I let them know they really need to do RoofMaxx in the next few years. It's pretty urgent. So that helped me save a deal on that. And then 2 more slides here, you know, just to reiterate, RoofMaxx can be done standalone. It can be done before going solar. You should build it into your proposal almost every time. If the shingle roof is not really within the first 10 years of its life, it'd be a good idea to go ahead and include it, especially if the homeowner's concerned. And this can be done after the solar is installed, like Glenn said, which is amazing. Because yeah, removing panels can be 4, 5, 6, 7 grand. And this service can be done up to 3 times, Glenn, with a 5-year warranty each time, right? So 15 years total.
Yeah, and potentially a 4th time, again, depending upon when we caught the roof in its lifespan. I saw it popped up. It is not marketed as a leak fixer, as it won't. If a roof has leaks, that leak has to be addressed because typically that's not a shingle issue, it's an installation issue.
Right.
Also, part of the RoofMaxx service, when a RoofMaxx technician visits your customer's home, they're going to do a complimentary roof tune-up. So if they see any loose tabs, they'll reaffix them. Any loose flashings around chimneys or eaves, anything like that, they'll recaulk. And then additionally, what they'll do is they'll replace the rubber plumbing boots, which are a high impact, high volume cause of leaks. Those rubber boots dry out over time. So they'll put a complimentary new set on them as part of the overall service. If a system is already installed on the roof, what they'll do is they'll spray in from the sides of the array and then flood coat from the ridge line until it comes out to the gutter. As the video said, it's completely safe. It's a food grade product, so it is safe for plants and pets. And so, yeah, let's open up to more questions.
Let's do one pricing example here. So this is a roof quote on the right. Next week, by the way, we're going to have Christina Johnson, the director of roofing department, on our training. So this is a great 2 weeks of roofing here. So if you need to get a roof quote, roofing@powur.com. The solo proposal, if you haven't seen it, is really cool, right? So it measures the roof, the hips, valleys, the pitch, And I know that there's 3757 square feet of roofing per the solo proposal that comes back. Now, like Glenn said, RoofMaxx is about $1 a square foot cost. And so in California especially, or depending on your territory, we could sell it for $1.50 a square foot. Cash discount or financing it into the roof adder. The first few deals will be a pilot program, so it'll be a one-off. Reach out to Glenn or I to help facilitate that, but it can be put into the loan. And so an example here, this is 3757 square feet. At $1.50, that's $5,600 of an adder. Now this roof is probably a $25,000 to $28,000 roof. And this can be done 2 to 3 times. On a 25-year, 1.99% loan, it's only about $24 a month more on the deal that you're selling. And at 50 cents a square foot, that means the margin in the system is being upped by $1,878. And that means that we earn 70% or $1,300 commission by giving a value add to our customers.
And now, what we suggest is if first time around, we're going to treat the entire roof before the array gets installed.
Yep.
Subsequent treatments, you'll typically only need to treat the non-solarized roofs or empty borders. Because again, once you've put the panels on, as we know, it stops the aging of the shingles underneath because we're now blocking the UV light. So no more of that asphalt, or in this case, RoofMaxx is going to burn off. So subsequent treatments are actually going to be less than this to the customer.
Yeah, great point. And I know, Glenn, you told me earlier that some dealers like SunPower are actually including this into almost every solar quote with shingles as a value add.
Yeah, as long as the roof is older than 7 years, in essence, anything under 7 years, there just hasn't been enough time for the asphalt to burn off. So there's nowhere for the RoofMaxx to absorb in. RoofMaxx is part of the SunPower preferred vendor program, and what their dealers are doing is they're saying, to the customer, look, not only are we placing the best equipment on your roof, but we're making sure the foundation for the equipment is best. And as part of our deal, our solar proposal, we're going to include this common sense roof maintenance regimen. We're going to get it started up front so we can avoid years later spending thousands and thousands of dollars to remove and reset the system. So they're building it in. If it becomes a pricing issue, well, then it's one of the things they can take out of the proposal to get closer to a competitive price if need be. But they're building margin into every deal.
Yep, I love it. Let's go ahead and look at this chat here. Does it matter if there's more than one layer of shingles on the roof already?
It does not.
So 2 layers is fine.
Yeah. And importantly, this is a penetrant, not a roof coating. Roof coatings lock in moisture into the shingle, which is bad for your roof. So an important distinction is not a covering, it's a penetrant. So it soaks in.
What if a roofer like one of our favorites here, Reggie, wants to become a certified applicator? Can he be a dealer?
They can.
Yeah,
they can. So they would become an authorized installer. They would just reach out to me.
Okay, very good. Can RoofMaxx be rolled into the solar loan? Yes, we just covered that. It is in a pilot phase here before it's formally.
And what you would do is you would calculate the square footage from the roof quote times $1.50, put that in as a roof adder, and then make a notation on it that it's a RoofMaxx treatment. And then between myself, Christina, and your local project manager, we'll coordinate the appropriate time. This gets installed after interconnect and after permits have been issued.
Any idea how the Florida insurance companies see this? We had a new law about a month ago. They pretty much demanding the roof replacement at 10 to 12 years now, or skyrocketing rates.
Yeah, so a lot of insurance companies, depending upon the company, are embracing RoofMaxx because one of the other benefits to it is that it can potentially not guarantee no hail damage, but help with regard to hail damage. If you guys search on YouTube, one of the videos there is a home inspector that we were looking to get a testimonial from. And as luck would have it, he's Colorado based. We had treated, I believe, his garage roof first. And there was a break in time that we were going to treat his home roof. During that period, a hailstorm hit. And what was determined afterward was the non-treated roof sustained damage. The RoofMaxx treated roof did not.
Nice.
And in high wind prone areas, what this helps to do also is reseal the adhesion tab. So you've got less likelihood of a tab blow up.
How do you apply this to a home that already has solar on it? We covered that. Is this allowed in California? Yes.
Yes.
Do panels get an oily residue? Do they clean them, or do you know what they do to help prevent that?
Well, they do not, because they spray under the panels, not on.
Okay. Yeah, and in worst case, I mean, you get a $100 solar cleaner out there to give them a nice wash. Or
Yeah,
something.
it's not even a case. It'll rinse off because there's nowhere in the panel for it to absorb. So it's gonna rain off. This can be treated. It's rain safe after 30 minutes.
Nice. Obviously for comp shingle only, yes. To be clear, if they have solar already, yes. And just to throw it out there, if they already have solar and you're going back to help them with this, at this time, you would want to work with Glenn and RoofMaxx directly. That Powur is not doing a standalone RoofMaxx if it's not with a solar project. Hopefully in the near future, but not at this time. Is this in Texas, Glenn?
It is.
Perfect. Can it be included as an adder? Yes. We've covered the leaks. How is granule percent measured? Can we determine that visually when we estimate approximately years left on the roof?
Yeah, so whoever's going out to do the site inspection, we're going to give them an education on grading the roof. We can determine it from photographs. So if the site surveyor or the project manager sends me photographs, I'll send it off to RoofMaxx headquarters. We'll give it a thumbs up or thumbs down of whether or not it's treatable. RoofMaxx is currently developing an app that a site surveyor can use and simply take a photograph of the shingle, and that'll grade it and give it a thumbs up, thumbs down on the spot.
Right. Yeah. So you can ask your project manager for some pictures of the roof after the site survey. This is an interesting one. If damage happens from RoofMaxx, I'm not sure how the damage would happen. After the solar is installed, would it void solar, insure, other warranties? So does this have any conflict with solar warranties?
Has none.
Yeah. We're not touching or dismantling or touching the equipment. Yes, Christina is awesome for roofing. She'll be here next week. She's amazing. Larry, I have a guy who just contracted cash. He's wanting to put a roof on himself. What is a good way to help him now? I'm not sure if that applies to RoofMaxx. You could ask Roofing at Powur to give you a roof quote, give him our quote for Powur Roof, and then, better yet, let him know about this new service at $1.50. If the deal's not installed, you could still incorporate that as an adder. Did that answer your question, Larry?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. Would this work on a mod bit rolled roofing?
No.
So no flat torch down rolled comp?
No.
Okay, has to have a tilt pitch. This company-wide program at RoofMaxx. Is this company-wide program at RoofMaxx? I recently talked to a local dealer in North Carolina. I'm not sure what that means. My client does not have gutters. Will it stain the paint on the side of the house?
It will not. If there's any overspray, the technician comes down and just garden hoses it off prior to leaving.
He says, James says, does it just last 5 years? That's the warranty, right?
That's the warrant, right? That's the flexibility warranty. Each treatment receives a 5-year one. You guys can go back to market your customers for subsequent treatments. And at that time, when a RoofMaxx technician goes out, they'll determine if it needs to be treated at that time. If it does, we'll place the order. If not, we'll extend it out to the customer. That's just the 5-year flexibility warranty.
So Jared asked, will you send someone out to take a look at the roof before committing to RoofMaxx? So if it's with Powur, we're doing a site survey, so we have pictures, but let's pretend it's outside of Powur. If someone is interested in RoofMaxx, is there a survey of some sort, or?
What we'll typically do is get a buy-in commitment from the customer. If at the time of treatment, the RoofMaxx dealer goes out and finds that it's not treatable, they won't treat it. They'll simply say, look, Mr. Homeowner, you need a new roof.
Got it. At what time, if we sell it with PV, solar photovoltaic, does the treatment happen? I would assume after permit or an NTP, but.
After permit and interconnect, and when I'm working with the project managers, we just have to be on site and have it installed at least 3 days prior to PV install.
Right.
That gives a product a full 3 days to penetrate fully into the shingle.
Makes sense.
So that's a coordination with the project manager.
Yeah, and I don't see it as much different than if we did a roof as well with the solar. It's before the solar goes on, ideally a few days, once the project is fully committed. What happens after 5 years after applying the treatment? I think you mentioned that someone could go out, look again, see if it needs another treatment. And this can be done 3 to 4 times total. Do site surveyors already take suitable pictures for RoofMaxx to evaluate? Most likely, right?
Yes. Yep.
Does this treatment penetrate to tar paper and or beyond?
Does not.
Are the second treatments the same pricing? It's the same cost, right?
It's the same cost per square foot, but your square footage is typically going to drop down because we're then going to only treat perimeters and non-solarized planes.
Non-solar planes. Jay, I think we covered rolling it in. You put it as a roof adder. Once the project is sold, you leave a ticket for your project manager. You might want to shoot Glenn an email here to let him know. Once we get the survey pictures back, I'm sure it'll be a good candidate, and we'll navigate this pilot program. And yeah, I really think this is cool on so many levels. It's going to save some deals out there. It's going to gain us some deals out there. It's going to prevent landfills from getting backed up. It's going to save homeowners costs once the solar's already up. I mean, on so many levels, this is just another tool in our tool belt, guys. So I think this is really neat. And if we can get Reggie as an authorized dealer out here in SoCal, it'll be even more fun. Glenn,
Jonathan, just make a connection. I'm happy to talk to them and get them set up. It's a nominal cost for them. They're going to buy material and a piece of spray equipment.
Very cool. I'll go ahead and put your email in here, Glenn. We're going to wrap up with a few last announcements here, and then we'll stick around for a few minutes. We are almost at the top of the hour. So Glenn, super appreciate you. Thanks for coming on here and supporting the team and being a resource for us to close more deals and help our homeowners.
Yeah, thank you guys. If you guys need to send a text out, I'll give you my cell number. It's 732-740-7108. Feel free to shoot over a text and introduce yourself.
Right on.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty. A few last minute announcements here and we'll wrap this up. Today is the last day of the sales contest. We got this guy, I think I know him, Chris Brunasso in first place, JC Rangel, third place, a lot of leaders here. Cynthia Alvidrez. Yes, Cynthia, you are beating me. I'm in 10th place. David Perez is amazing. But a lot of great names here. Lorenzo Jaimes is on the team. Ubaldo. Forgive me if I don't recognize all the names. Powur Hitters has over 600 consultants now, and Powur has about 5,000 consultants nationwide. Luis Perez jumping up there. I think you can make it to the top 20. Same with Paul Leone. We got Bill Connolly here. So hats off to all the leaders, everyone on this team on this call that have made it to the top 50. Really, really cool to see. Brian, there you are. Awesome work. All right, so there is ambassador training, resources, and videos to share. You know, I'm really big on this stuff. So I would share the videos for ambassadors. These are really cool assets that the company gave us. If you need something to do today, check that out. And same thing with the Ink 61. Both of those Google Docs and Google Drives are now in the chat. A lot of good resources to share all over social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, get the word out, get more ambassadors, and recruit more consultants to Powur. I have a new Powur Explained in 15 minutes. I think it's pretty darn good. It really describes everything that Powur's doing, from the WeFunder to Paul Wanowski to Ink 61 to the solo proposal tool, and how much we earn in a condensed 15-minute version. So if you're trying to attract any realtor, roofer, solar consultant, solar pro, you know, anything at all, go ahead and share the 15-minute video. We got a few future trainings. As always, every Tuesday at 12 o'clock with Andrew Smith, consultant training is important. I think they're covering Enphase today and possibly Sonova. We always have new onboarding training that's available in Powur Calendar. And every Friday, there's a Q&A market expansion with Bobby Smith. We do not have an in-person in Colorado. That one already took place. Tomorrow, there's a masterclass immersive. There'll be 3 of us teaching on a presentation slide deck. Here's a little sneak peek. So Powur has a slide deck that's coming. This is a condensed version. You will get your longer one, and you'll be able to make your own slide deck when you present to your homeowners. So we are gonna give you the assets for this, so we all can have a unified, awesome slide deck to present to homeowners, but more to come on that tomorrow. I hope you can join us. Masterclass Immersive, CEO call, 9 a.m. to 1 o'clock. You can go to powur.live for that. Next Tuesday, like I mentioned, Christina Johnson, she is freaking amazing. The roofing director. She helps support this roofing channel and this roofing business that we can now sell and make money on and help our customers. We should have a mentor factory coming up pretty soon. All in-person events. Solarcareerevent.com is the new website for in-person events. All this and more can be found on powurcalendar.com. 3 days left of the WeFunder campaign. If you want to throw some money in and get some stock options pre-IPO, I think the stock's going to split a few times before it goes IPO. So go ahead and visit wefunder.com/Powur. It's up to $7 to $8 million on the fundraising. As always, you know, giving back between Prosperity Homes to Mexico and between Give Powur with Aparna. If you want to put a slide in your slide deck, let people know that we donate per installation $40. If you want to make any donations to Give Powur or Prosperity Homes, and really share that as part of your why we give back. I really want to focus on Give Powur between now and the end of the year. So any support, as always, is much appreciated. Well, I'm pretty excited about RoofMaxx. Glenn, thank you again for this information. This team is going to pilot this, get some deals out there, save some deals, help some customers. We're going to go ahead and end this recording and just open it up to 5 minutes of Q&A. Thanks again, Glenn and Jarrett McAllister.